Kids keep you young, or so the saying goes. The brand new mom in the next story might just be banking on that. Check this one out. She is the oldest new mother ever. The woman, who is reportedly 74 years old, gave birth to twin baby girls via C-section with her 82-year-old husband by her side. The twins are the couple's first children. The couple said they had unsuccessfully tried to conceive in the past before conceiving the twins through IVF. The new mom, who went through menopause 30 years ago, said she was inspired by her neighbor, who had recently conceived at 55. Is this baby news a major medical breakthrough, or is it an ethical disaster? So many elements to this story. There's obviously the wow factor of a 74-year-old actually delivering a baby. There's the question of, are the babies healthy? And then there's the ethical question of, you know, the technology is there, but should people in their 70s and 80s be having kids? And so I'm gonna yield to you, because I know how I feel, but I'm curious as an OB if this is, wow, the technology is amazing, or wait a minute here, this is crazy.
I think most people are wondering, the first thing they're wondering is how. Like, how could she possibly get pregnant? And we know that she didn't use her own egg, so it's important to remember that. The average age of menopause is 51.4, and you know there's gonna be some variation as to when women go through menopause. Menopause being after you haven't had a menstrual period for 12 consecutive months, and it's not because you were pregnant or because of a medical issue. And once you're in menopause, then you can't get pregnant anymore. So she used somebody else's eggs and her husband's sperm, and then they impregnated her. And the thing about it is, when you give a woman hormones, if you let her use the donor egg with her husband's sperm, then her uterus can technically carry the pregnancy. So that's how she got pregnant.
So a 74-year-old uterus can carry the fertilized egg, but it needs hormonal help.
When you look at a lot of the celebrities who are getting pregnant, even when they're 47, the probability of a spontaneous pregnancy when you're like 45-ish, it's not impossible. So I'm not saying all the celebrities use donor eggs, but the probability of a spontaneous pregnancy is low because the quality and the quantity of your eggs will diminish as you age as a woman. So a lot of them are using donor eggs.
Or maybe they froze their eggs.
Or maybe they froze their eggs early on.
But my point is that 74 is not an age that the human body, despite all the anti-aging medicine in the world out there, is typically made for this. You know, she spent 9 months in the hospital, had 10 doctors caring for her during this whole period of time. So I'll be honest with you, I have a lot of ethical concerns here, because just because you can do something in medicine doesn't mean you should. That's my, you know, to each their own, but
in the United States, no IVF clinic would impregnate this woman in the United States. I really don't believe they would.
Again, so many ethical elements to this. It feels like experimenting with human life.
Well, I think it does to me too.
Yeah, in the United States they wouldn't, and different clinics will have different cutoffs, like whether it's 47 or 55. But the IVF and like the ethics surrounding all of it, it can get very tricky. It can get very complicated. Like, hypothetically speaking, if you had a 27-year-old female and for a medical reason, they said she wasn't gonna be alive after 5 years. And so her life expectancy wasn't short, but all she wanted to do was have a baby, but she needed IVF. If she went to an IVF clinic, like, I couldn't imagine telling her no, you know? I don't think anybody would tell her no, so it gets really difficult, but
if she were 77 and said, I only have a few years left, it is different.
It's different.
It's a 50-year age difference that we have to just, I mean, we're not bionic human beings. Anyway, it's, you know,
you're out.
There has to be these ethical considerations. We have to continue to ask these questions, because, you know, with human cloning, with a 74-year-old
what they can do now with test tube babies is crazy.
So, and this isn't going to be the last controversial issue like this that we discuss. So
I agree. I'm not saying that I want to have a baby when I'm 74, but I'm just,
Well, and honestly, my hope is that these two twins have a great, wonderful, healthy life with as much time as possible with their parents, and we wish them nothing but the best